And if you find yourself saying, man, things would be so much better, everything would be fine if I can just find the right team. If you find yourself saying that, you're not going to find the results you're looking for because nobody finds a great team. Great teams are built and they're developed and they're led. So if you've got a group of individuals and wondering why not they're working team, that's what the last video I did and this video is about those steps. So we talked about the first 3 steps. And when we don't do those steps, again, we're going to find that performance is declining. Your employees are doing the bare minimum, seeing who's going to start working harder first, getting into a staring contest. You're going to get frustrated and burn out. But when we make these changes and we're committed to nurturing and developing that team and not just jumping from issue to issue or blame to blame, you're going to start to see them transform. You're going to get synergistic results of them working together rather than the individual results. You're going to see each person, their confidence improving, their personal growth and professional development occurring as the business is growing and maturing. And then as a result, you're going to find that your involvement as the owner or the executive in the day-to-day operations declines on a regular basis because there's not as many problems for them to drop in your lap because they're fixing them themselves. Or the teams are working together rather than against each other, and some of these problems aren't even occurring at all anymore. So we've covered the first 3 steps before. Now we're looking at the next 4. So the next one is you got to have a plan of action. You can't point them in the right direction and say, have at it and expect to get great results. There needs to be a plan. And whether you can have a plan at the company level, and then you can have a plan at each division or department or manager's level, and then each individual should have their own plan, which outlines what they're going to do week to week outside of what they're already doing to fix whatever or tap into each opportunity that you've identified there. The next one is you got to have supportive risk-taking. Businesses need to be willing to push the boundaries for improvement and for innovation. Because businesses that don't do that, the market will move without them and they'll get left behind in the dust. And we can see in the papers, there's a lot of how many of these stores that were these big box stores that used to be part of our culture, and they're no longer around anymore because they didn't keep up with the market as innovation was growing. By that time they woke up, it was too late. But for that to happen and for your team to feel confident in doing that, you've got to lead by example. That's part about being a leader. Give them the parameters. Give them guidelines that say, hey, if you make a decision within these parameters, you're not going to get in trouble because that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid to do anything to not get in trouble. You got to show them that you trust them, and they may come up with some great ideas. The other thing is, which leads into, is you got to have 100% involvement and inclusion in your business. Even as the owner or executive, the final decision is yours, but include your team. Let them get used to coming up with ideas. They may not work, or they may work beautifully. But as you start to get that, ask them for their opinions. Listen to those opinions with an open mind. And, it may not be the best solution, but it may give someone else an idea they wouldn't have thought of, and they got an idea, and then all of a sudden as a team we brainstormed and come with a unique idea that nobody would have thought on their own. That happens all the time. Big believer that the group is smarter than the individual. Keep an open mind, put those, test it out, try out whatever new ideas they have, and keep them involved in the process. And you're going to see that confidence. They're going to see that you're trusting. That's going to change everything. And finally, is continuous learning. Continuous learning is huge. We don't get to just train a new employee once and then say, oh, they've been trained, it's good to go. If that was the case, why do we have middle management in this country? Why do we have so much middle management? Because as human beings, we drift away from the ideal and move away from center. And retraining will bring us back to center, get the results that we started to move away from, and they need to be learning new skills. We've always got to be moving forward, learning new skills, reinforcing other skills, refining processes, all those things to get us current with what the market is asking for. So when you do these things, that synergy is going to kick in, that team development and growth is going to kick in, and you're going to find that your involvement as the owner, executive, and day-to-day operations is decreasing on a regular basis. So if you'd like to have a greater discussion around planning, development, and executing these last 4 steps in developing a winning team, in the comment section, comment winning, and I'll reach out to you and we'll start a conversation. I look forward to hearing from you.